Hi folks, Dr. Jim Palermo with a week 1 introduction for EDCI 704L2Z. As a general overview and thought about teaching research design and methodology 704 in 10 weeks for folks who are pursuing a doctorate in curriculum and instruction. First, the big picture. Gardner-Webb is not what you might well, there are designations for different universities. A Tier 1 research university, such as North Carolina State, is primarily, well, it's research driven. And many of the candidates for doctorates or PhD are research scientists. There's a little less rigor in the ED program for research practitioners, and that's the way I'm approaching this. And I assume, since you've chosen this program, that completing a dissertation as a research practitioner, perhaps doing some action research in some area of interest in a school or a site near you where you have access to people and data, that type of action research is probably what you're going to do. And the way we've structured 704 is to give you the experience and the tools that you need to be a scholar practitioner. I'll throw a bunch of different terms around, but I'm going to approach this that you are scholar practitioners. So when you see the readings, Creswell is a guy that you're going to need to know and that you will probably cite in your dissertation. When you get down to the point of deciding, do I want to do a qualitative, a quantitative, a mixed methods dissertation, Creswell is where you should come back to quote and say, I'm choosing to do this quantitative correlational analysis because Creswell says to answer these questions. Anyway, Creswell. You're going to have readings each week. This week it's chapter 1 and 9 in Creswell. Get started on that, please. I don't know why I picked this one up next, but APA, if you don't have it, have access to it, make sure that you have a copy of, this is the 6th edition, APA manual. Everything that you cite, everything that you should be collecting in terms of a resource list or bibliography for your dissertation should be cited in APA style. When you're citing things in the content or in the dialogues, discussions, please use APA style. Okay, read this book next week. Data enhanced leadership is something that we will be addressing in our first weekend together next weekend in Goldsboro. It's a short little paperback. Skim this book and know it, please, prior to coming to that first. Uh, yeah, it asks you to read chapters 1 to 3 this week. Do that. And Erdan, oh boy. Statistics in plain English is about as easy as we could get in terms of an idiot's guide to statistics and measurements. Excuse me, strike that. A very understandable book on the types of statistics that you will need to do in order to master a mixed methodology, quantitative, qualitative, or mixed method dissertation at Gardner-Webb. Each of the chapters in Erdan does come with an accompanying PowerPoint, and I might look at the PowerPoint, read the chapter, make some highlights, go back and whatever learning style works for you, but you're going to see the content for this course in a variety of different methods. Erdan Chapter 1 and the PowerPoint this week are part of your assignments. So what are the discussions in this first week? Give us an update. Tell your peers where you've been and what you've been doing this last week or two since the spring semester wrapped up. Initial questions that you might have, please post questions here that you would like me to address in our face-to-face meeting next weekend. There's a response about Creswell chapters 1 and 2 and Erdan chapter 1, as well as initial thoughts about the CNA-B. So you do have some reading and some writing to do in this first week. As I had mentioned in the navigational video, I'm going to be moving some of these dialogues, some of these discussions into the face-to-face content, but not this week. These things are all due by the end of the week, please. And at the end of that first weekend, I'll also see you and get to know you a little bit better. Looking forward to that. We'll be together for 10 weeks. There's a lot to do. Get started on it, chew it off, uh, master this elephant by chewing it one bite at a time. That's my suggestion. See you soon.